Hi, and welcome back to the start of day 2 of our start in Empyrion. So where we are is we spent the first day running around the start area. We picked up a load of carbon substrate, but we also hit enough plants that we just go tab, and into stats we got to level 5, and we are 59% of the way on to level 6. So that was the major goals of yesterday, but we also picked up a bunch of wood. And we got our, if we just go F to open this up, we got our biofuel production going by chopping down enough trees. But we've also got our oxygen and water production going, among other things. So what else? If you remember, we did switch the weight restriction off. If you just watch back that first episode, we would have hit the weight restriction while we were chopping trees over there. And it meant that we would have had to run over here, put wood on to cook there for biofuel, and then go back and get more wood. So that's why I switched it off. It just avoids a lot of running backwards and forwards. Another option, I guess, would have been to drop a constructor out there, because there's no weight limit on the constructors. So if you are managing weight, then you can dump as much as you want into there. So we could have just put a constructor out there and then just run back with the biofuel when it was completed. That's another option. But anyway, we do have a weight off. We didn't mention the obelisk before. Now this, if we just go up to the door here, it says use key matrix to unlock. Now, it's not that difficult. We will be able to go and get the key very shortly. You just have to go to a certain location, pick it up, and we'll be able to do that once we've got a vehicle, which is going to be pretty soon, actually, on day 3. And then once we have that key, we'll be able to go into the obelisk. And what the obelisk does is, if you just go to M and you go to this icon here, kind of Saturn shaped. Remember, we had these options here as starting locations. What the obelisk does, it lets you fast travel to these 4 planets here. So you can go into the obelisk and there are transporters. It will take you to these 3 planets from Aqua. But we don't want to be doing that in the first couple of days anyway. So what else? Food. We're currently at 385. Now, one thing I didn't mention before, if we just go to Survival Constructor, we're currently at 385. If we just eat a couple of these, that puts us to 430. We eat one more, and it puts us over to 450. And you get a message coming up at the top there, which says you feel, well, normally you get a message which says, you feel full and satisfied. Oh, there you go. You feel very comfortable and satisfied. So what happens there is that if you get your hunger over 450, then your health starts to regenerate. Now, we're currently at max health anyway, so it's not an issue. But if we were slightly short the 500 maximum health there, then eating to over 450 would help us in terms of regaining health. All right, so we're coming up to sunrise, and we will take off and let's get mining. So let's just ping again. So let's go 8, ping. So we're going to hit this copper mine first. Now, when we used the detector from here, it told us there was a mine up here. And that one's going to be iron, and this one's going to be silicon. So we're going to hit up those 3 mines today and pick up as many plants as we can along the way. And we're carrying one one portable constructor with us in our hotbar there. So one of the other goals that we have, as we saw, we're at level 5, and we want to be at level 7 by the end of the day. So just pinging again. Hang on, just got to deal with the dog. Okay, dog pacified, and let's get off to the mine again. So yeah, one of the other goals today is to get up to level 7. To do that, what we're going to have to do is pick up as many plants as we can see, and that should do it. A little bit wary of these in case they've got an enemy behind. We are liable to run into some enemies today. Let's ping again. There's the copper over there. Yeah, we're liable to run into a pack of those spiders any time. Don't see any right now. Where's the copper go? There it is. All right, so best way, because those spiders are around, we're liable to get attacked. What we are going to do is equip our, get it to resource mode. That was on defense mode. I'm just going to build a tunnel down to the mine here. Because the thing is, if we stand up top and mine from there, then we're liable to get attacked or snuck up on. So if we get down like this, the enemies can path down here, but what we're going to do is just cut a little cubby hole off into the side here. So it's just very unlikely that we'll be detected now. So we're pretty safe. So visually we're out of sight. So now what we want to do is I'm going to place down the portable constructor. And here what you want to be doing is you need to spam the F5 button. If you just press F5, you're going to get this message. There is another object in the spawn area. So if you just keep looking around and just spam it, you eventually get this happening. And that's our drone. So there's us right there. And we're in drone mode right now. So we can equip our tools and basically do everything else that we normally do, which we just did there. And we can see that the copper is down there, so let's just keep digging. Because the thing is, if we do this without going into drone mode, it means that we're going to be digging a huge hole. And then we have to dig our way out of the hole, of course. Whereas this way we can just use the drone to dig away at the mine, and once it's finished then we just unequip the drone, and then we can just jump out. We can just exit from there up through to there. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to dig out this mine here and until all the copper is gone, and I'll see you in a moment. So just cutting in at any stage, if you're facing in the right direction, you can see that message there: copper deposit size small, approximately 50% of ore left. So if we just unequip the drone by hitting F5 again, if you are weight managing, if you just go tab, you see we're only at 300, but we wouldn't make it all the way through that mine without going overweight. But again, you have to use the portable constructors if you are weight managing. That is, just dump everything in here, and then what we can do is just again, just left mouse click adds one, shift left mouse click, control left mouse click add 100, and we can overload it, and then it'll just keep working on all of this copper ore here and turning it into copper ingots. And again, if we were weight managing, we could just leave this behind and ferry it back to base as and when we needed to. Anyway, let's get F5 going again and just finish off this mine. I'll see you once we're done. Hang on. There we go. There's our drone activated. All right, back to work. All right, we've now got the mine finished. As we can see, there's no copper remaining. So let's disengage the drone by hitting F5. And there's our portable constructor. Okay, so we've got all of the copper ore that we put in here before now converted into copper ingot. I think it's 1 ore into 2 ingots because we had 90 and it's created 180 ingots. So we'll do this later, but meantime we're going to just pick this up. Control F, and we're going to get out of this mine. All right, so now if we just go back to our detector and ping. Now we started out here at the obelisk. Yeah, it's picking up this iron mine now, so we're headed in the right direction. And as you can see, the copper mine's disappeared because we've completely mined it out. And so we need to be heading, what is that, northwest. Okay, let's go. All right, as we remember, we want to be leveling up. So we want to be hitting all of the plants that we can see along the way. So let's do that. Now we're liable to be running into a pack of those spiders at some point. So I'm just going to equip our survival tool, get it on defense mode, because we're not going to be cutting down any trees or hitting any carbon substrate on the way. We're just looking for plants and to get to the mines. So that's what we're going to do. I guess we could hit some carbon substrate because we are going to need it, so we may as well. And we'll just reset it to defense mode if and when we run into any of those spiders. One thing we can do if you want to look for spiders is just hit F5 again, put it in drone mode, and then you can just go up and have an aerial Let's see if there's anything around. Don't see anything right now. Okay, unequip and back to it. So again, it was about northwest, wasn't it? That we want to be heading. Yeah, I'll pick up the carbon substrate when we see it. So we're still heading northwest. Yeah, that's going to be at resource 247 ahead of us there. Okay, see when we get there, unless we run into something. Okay, we just got to level 6 there, and we are now 70 odd meters away from the iron. Still haven't run into any of those spiders yet, which is surprising. But yeah, that should definitely mean that we're level 7 by the end of the day. Oh, mushrooms. I think we need these for some of the meds that we want to make later. Oh, there they are, finally. All right, let's get into defense mode. These will also give us a decent amount of XP. So you can just pick them off one at a time. As soon as you hit one, he'll start chasing you. And then he's down. Remember, we needed alien teeth. And you can hit them from quite a distance, so you can deal with them at one at a time. I think this was a pack of 5 from what I just saw. So we could aggro more than one. No, can't reach that one. So as mentioned, if you walk backwards, you can basically walk backwards faster than they can chase you. Where was he? He's around here somewhere. There's one there and one there. Okay, so 5 this time. Sometimes there are, it's a pack of 4. Sometimes it's a pack of 5. 1 to go. So we do need the goblins out of them, so... And the XP doesn't hurt at all either. So once this one dies here, you see it's 320 XP for killing each one. Which if you hit tab and go to stats, so we're 27% of the way to level 7, which is our goal today. But let's just ping again. So the iron is around here. It's over here, okay. So we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did before. We're going to get about 20 meters away from the iron. We're going to go to resource mode. And then we're just going to cut down a tunnel. Or rather a ramp. That should be safe enough. As mentioned, they can path down there if they detect you, but once you get down here and out of sight, it's... Well, I've never been detected in this situation. And one thing you can do before exiting as well, if you were in a more dangerous area, let's say in Maspron or somewhere. Again, I'm just spamming the F5 to get the drone active here. So you could just check outside doing this. See if there's anything around. No, don't see it. Okay, let's disengage anyway, because let me see, we are... Yeah, the mine's there. What we want to do is we want to place down our portable constructor. So we've got that to turn into copper ingots. So I'm just going to overload this there with a control shift. And left mouse click on there, and then that'll keep going on there. So let's spam F5 again. And same as before, we're just going to mine this out, and I'll see you once we're finished. Firstly, we're going to have to ping. Just so that we can get the message back up. There it is. So 2 to equip. Resource mode, and go. Okay, so now this is completely mined out, and there's no more iron left. So let's get back to... Let's just cancel the... hit F5, cancel the drone. Now, one thing I did halfway through the mine there is I put some iron in here to cook. So we're maybe a little bit of the way through there, but we'll pick everything up now anyway. And then move on. So if you're doing all this, you might notice that mining with the survival tool is a little bit tedious and that it's quite slow. Now, let's just, hang on, before I finish that thought, let's just equip this, see which direction we need to go in for the silicon mine. So it's basically silicon deposit there, 554 meters. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty tedious mining with this particular tool, but we only have to do it a few times because then we'll be upgrading our tools. And pretty soon we're going to have a drill, and the drill is much, much faster. So this is something we only have to put up with for a little while. Now, what was that? That was a parasaur. They're non-aggressive. You don't tend to get the raptors in this area, except at night, and you can get them pretty much anywhere. So this is carbon substrate we probably don't need. Now, as mentioned in the previous episode, we have to travel quite a bit to get to a carbon mine. So we're just going to take all of the carbon substrate that we can at this stage. We need this for some meds here, that confetti moss scrapings. We've got some at home. Now, what we were missing before, if you remember, we tried to make some meds on day one. We were missing the alien teeth. And because we just killed that set of spiders, we just go tab. We now have 4 alien parts and 5 alien teeth. Quite a lot of plants here, so I'm just going to grab them all because we really want that level 7 by tomorrow. Once we've got the iron, copper, and silicon tomorrow, we're going to go into manufacturing mode. And we're going to make transport and a few other things. I thought that was a spider for a second. No. Alright, onward to the silicon. More plants, so where are we in level? We are 59% of the way towards level 7, so we should get there quite easily today. But again, let's keep hitting these plants just to make sure. Carbon substrate taken. But also digging those ramps down into the mines. Oh, don't know what that lag that was there. That's interesting. Yeah, digging those ramps down into the mines. That's also something we're not going to have to do anymore. This is basically going to be the last time that we do that with this mine. Oh, there's some there. Okay, defense mode. Get these guys started. So this is going to give us more alien teeth, but it's also going to give us, as we saw, 320 XP per pop here. Don't know how many there are going to be, though. We need to make sure we don't have any behind us. As before, we could use F5 here. Jumping probably works. So there's one there. And one there. So I think it's just a pack of 4 this time. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, if these guys nibble at you, they do pack quite a punch and they can stun you. And once you're stunned, they can keep hitting you. And because we don't have any armor at the moment, and that's something else that we're going to deal with, by the way, tomorrow. We're going to be making a lot of things tomorrow. Get back into resource mode. And one of them is going to be a set of armor. But to do that, we need iron, copper, and silicon. And that's what we're doing today. There's silicon over here. So yeah, this is the last time that we're going to have to build, or rather choose to build a ramp down into the mine, because there's going to be an alternative later on, which we will see. But anyway, into resource mode. Oh, I don't need to ping. It's right there, 21.9. It's about the right distance. So let's cut our way down. Yeah, once we got a vehicle, there's going to be an alternative to doing this. It just means that, especially once we upgrade to a drill as well. Everything gets much faster. But this is all early game anyway. Eventually we get onto auto mining and all sorts, so we don't have to do all of this grindy stuff outside of day 2. Well, not too much. I think maybe 1 or 2 more times. We'll see. Possibly this is going to be the last time that we have to mine with the with this specific tool. Now, what did we want to do? We want to keep processing some of the ores that we picked up. So I'm just going to dump the iron into here. So we've processed all of the copper. And then just overload that with iron and just let that keep going. Okay, let's spam F5. There we go. Alright, let's get mining and I'll see you once the silicon is dug out. There it is right there. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we just finished the silicon mine. There's none left, so we can disengage the drone. Now I did stop halfway and I put some on to cook here, so we've got some of it converted into silicon. But let's pick up all this anyway. You can see the issue. If we were weight managing, we would have to leave a bunch of this stuff behind. But we're not, so we can take it. Now, top right, we've got 2 hours, 39 minutes to get home, but we now have all of the resources that we need that we can go into manufacturing mode tomorrow. So let's just check our direction. Oh, we've got the yellow marker anyway, so let's just head home. And by the time we get there, if we just go tab again and stats, we're 88% of the way to level 7, because we need to be level 7 to make a few of the things that we want. So can I get over there? I think so. Okay, so we're just going to be running through the starter area, and we should see that a lot of the plants have respawned, which means we're going to be able to pick up a lot of stuff. Might just have to hop over here. Yep. Yep, we're back in the starter area, and as you can see, a lot of the plants are back. But also, it's an area where you don't see many enemies. What have we got? 133 before it's nighttime. But we're almost there in terms of level 7. So I think once we get through this valley here and get all of the plants, we should be good. So back in a moment once we hit level 7. It should be pretty soon. Oh, there you go, straight away. Alright, we could actually stop picking all this up now. Now we do have a lot of... Just thinking, could turn all of this here into energy bars like we did before. I'm just going to... Actually, yeah, let's do that. Because it's going to go bad. That's going to use up... Let me see. That's going to use up... uses 2 plant protein each. Yeah, that's going to use up about 40 of them. But it's getting dark. Let's get home. Just getting back to the camp now. And we did miss sunset. Let's just check on our fuel. Yeah, we're doing good. We got over 100 biofuel there. So one thing I'm going to do, all of the perishables, I'm just going to dump into here for a second. Oh, bog management again. Sorry, back again. What I was going to do was I was going to put all of the perishables into here, because we've got alien parts now. Now, a lot of this stuff's going to go bad. We don't really care about that because we can always get more, so that's never an issue. But what I want to do is use a lot of this stuff while we've got it, just to make meds. Now, we've got 2 of those. Let's make a couple of these. What's that? Confetti moss scrapings and alien teeth. How many alien teeth? We got 6. And there are 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. Because we're going to hit some POIs later, and it's if we get nipped by something, we may need some of this. So it's worthwhile, seeing as all of this is going to go bad anyway, just using it to make meds that may come in use later in the game. But meantime, we are going to put down our other constructor here and just make sure that everything is converted. I'm going to use this one for our manufacturing, so I'm going to put everything into there. including the carbon substrate that we picked up so far. But we need to convert, so we've got our iron, we've got some silicon, that's all of the copper. We need to convert the silicon by tomorrow morning. So I'm just going to get that going. Again, we can overload it. It's just, it'll stop once all of this is used up. Plant fibers, we can add that to here because it will continue using that for biofuel. One other thing we might want to do is we've got this 110 crushed stone, and we are going to have need for some stone dust at some point. So I'm just going to get all that converted into stone dust. It uses 1 crushed stone for 4 stone dust. So that's going to give us about, what do we start at? That's going to give us between 400 and 500. Okay, so meantime, I'm just going to dump these in here. Once we have, we'll sort all this out later. These are things that we're not going to be using for now. There is a tale of Tash here, because there is kind of a mini quest thing going on, where if we just go M from map here and go back to the Saturn icon, the tale of Tash requires you to run around and you have to pick up 16 of them, and you could skip it if you want to. There's no ongoing need, so none of the subsequent quests later on need you to do this. So the mini quest just makes you run around the 4 planets here, Aqua, Ningas, Skillen and Maspera, because each of them has 4 Tales of Tash. Now each of those 4 planets, one of the Tales of Tash is right inside there, and one of them is just outside, and as we saw, there's one right there. I'm not going to start picking them up right now, but it's something you could do if you wanted to. And there are going to be 2 other Tales of Tash on this planet. And actually, if you wanted to know where they were, then you could talk to this thing here and go to Location Tracker. And it basically tells you where they all are. So there's one at the scientist camp, and that's where we are right now. There's one at the artifact site, and there's one at the supply depot. So it basically just tells you where everything is here. I think this is the locations. Now, I thought there was one at a place called the Abandoned Font of Knowledge Camp. Yeah, I guess it's the there's definitely one at the artifact site, and supply depot, I don't remember one being there. But anyway, we'll get into that later because it's not something we have to bother with at the moment. But what you could do is hit the artifact site, and you can mark the location on the HUD. And you go back to Location Tracker. So if you hit this here, it'll give you a yellow marker on where you need to go. And same with this. So marker added to radar and HUD. So again, you can do that there. Scientist camp we don't need to because we already have a marker down for where we are right now. Font of Knowledge, that's where you pick up the matrix key. So that you can open the... let's just go close this. So that you can open up the obelisk there. Anyway, we'll find that soon enough anyway. All right, I'm going to call the episode here because we now have everything that we need. We've got all of the materials on hand now that we can actually go into manufacturing mode. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to be making a vehicle, and we're going to be making armor and a couple of other things as well. And I hope to see you then. So thanks for watching this one, and hope to see you tomorrow.